they loved seeing the courage with which he fought.
You know, it was interesting. During the meeting that we had with him, he spoke more emotionally about the response of the people since he lost the fight to Trinidad than anything, and he's become bigger than he was before. And that seemed to have stimulated him tremendously.
And I'm thinking they love Gaddy too, but he doesn't win big fights.
That's correct.
You know?
But this kid is an exception right here.
Closer look, Larry. Closer look at Fernando Vargas.
Vargas says he is not going to be caught up in the macho business again. He won't trip over the same rock he never has before. He said he'll fight wars, but too quickly. There are now some people who are wondering whether he's come back too quickly from a 5 knockdown loss just 5 months ago.
A career marked by precociousness and perhaps impatience. But a career which excites the followers of Vargas to such a degree that his following has grown considerably over the course of the past couple of years, and his stardom for a 23-year-old fighter is huge.
You know, Fernando Vargas is the type of a guy who is very strong in his beliefs and his thoughts, and he believes in fighting and competing with the best. His entire career he's been always fighting ahead of his schedule, so to say. So it was no surprise when he demanded to fight this type of a fight coming back. Rivera, on the other hand, has said he's very comfortable going into this fight because this is one of the few times that he's had a chance to train properly. As a matter of fact, he was training with us in Las Vegas as early as January when Lennox was training. And he said he's fighting at his proper weight. And he fought the fight with Shane Mosley. He said he was really killing himself to make the 147. So he has no excuse for this fight. He's properly trained. He's at his proper weight. He feels he's in great condition. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens as the fight materializes.
Indeed, his second wife tried to get him to retire after he lost to Shane Mosley. And he said, no, I'm still good. I need to keep at this. So now the promise to the second wife is that he'll retire if he loses tonight.
And it's amazing, all of his losses are to world-class championship fighters.
4 losses, 2 to Whitaker, 1 to De La Hoya, and 1 to Mosley. Vargas using the first round to get a look at Rivera. Rivera using the first round mostly to get a look at Vargas. Now Vargas traps Rivera in the corner and fires a combination.
Both guys are fighting very cautious. Both have their hands up. And they're fighting the type of a fight that you can't make any mistake. In particular by dropping your right hand where you can get caught with a left hook.
And you see Rivera holding the right hand up to block against the left hook right there.
And I'm quite sure that Vargas has learned from his fight with Trinidad because every time that he was knocked down, mostly it was with left hooks.
Long right hand just missed for Vargas. Referee Lawrence Cole is the best that Texas has to offer, at least according to our previous visits here. He usually gets the prime fight. A very cautious and tactical round 1.
That's the battle of the left hooks again.
Use su izquierda, use su izquierda, no se encima mucho. Okay? 1, 2, o 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, that's what you need to do.
Okay? No le tires solo la izquierda.
Don't just throw the left hand, not one.
Very cautious round 1. Vargas landing 10 of 31 punches. Rivera 8 of 42. To the degree that any of them were big, clean shots, probably Vargas landed the harder punches. And that would account for Harold Letterman giving the round to young Fernando.
Fernando has more hand speed than Rivera. But the biggest difference is, I think, in this fight may end up with them exchanging left hooks at the same time. And whoever drops the right hand probably will get caught in it. But at this stage right here, they're fighting very similar styles. The speed element still goes to Vargas.
Hard right hand by Rivera, and Fernando Vargas goes down. And now here is the question. Larry, You said it. 5 knockdowns in the Trinidad fight. How would he react?
Well, against a fighter who is not a big puncher either, the first time he gets hit on the button, he goes down, and he was hurt.
Emmanuel, what do you think?
He was a perfect right hand to it. It wasn't so much a hard punch. He never saw it coming. It was a short right hand right over the jab. And it's amazing that Rivera hasn't picked it up. He should have been a little bit more aggressive after this, because if this kid recuperates, as we saw that he can do sometimes, he may come back and still win this fight. You know, when he took this fight so soon, most people that I know was very concerned about him taking a fight this quick, because it wasn't the way he just lost the fight by knockout. He took a long, systematic pounding and was knocked down 5 times and was stopped in the late rounds instead of maybe a one-punch knockout. So oftentimes that has a big effect on the guy, particularly when you consider that he had such a rough fight with Quartey. And even though he beat Quartey, Quartey is still physically a very strong man. And it may have taken a lot out of him being such a young kid. So now
I thought he'd be safe tonight because Wilfredo Rivera is not quick, but he is strong. And he threw that right hand perfectly and landed it right on the button.
He's very focused in this fight.
This is now becoming a fight for survival as a top fighter for Fernando Vargas, one of the more promising fighters to come along in the last few years.
We go back to the theme with which Larry began the evening. Was the whole career too much too soon for Vargas? That's one of the questions that now lingers over the ring after Fernando goes down in the second round on a straight right hand shot by Wilfredo Rivera.
And the other thing, Jim, as I put it, is what's under the hood. He looks good, he looks sleek, freshly painted, but how do you react after coming back from getting knocked down 5 times?
He lands a left hook, and they go to the wrong corners at the end of the round, or at least Vargas went to the wrong corner.
You gotta watch that. The counter punch. That's why he hit you. That's why he got you, because of the uppercut. The counter punch. You gotta make him miss. Be careful when you throw your punches. He's gonna counter you. You gotta have good reflexes.
What he's doing is throwing the right hand over your jab because you're a little square and a little too far out. Keep your shoulder in that slot and start pushing.
Perfect right hand after hitting Vargas with and peppering him with a left. Comes right straight through with a right hand over the left. And even if he's not a great puncher, when you hit a man who's been down 5 times in his last fight, that kind of a quick flush punch.
It's amazing.
Down he goes.
It's amazing that he was able to get up.
Once again, a testament to his determination, but we have to start wondering, why is he getting hit with this many quick punches? Is he really that slow? That's one of the reasons that many people in Oscar De La Hoya's camp felt if it came down to a choice between Vargas and Mosley, they might choose to fight Vargas because they felt he didn't have the quickness that De La Hoya does.
Well, Mosley's an exception. Mosley's on the class by himself at this point in time in boxing in terms of speed, but now he's added power also. You know, when he was knocked down, I don't think he made a mistake. It was just one of those perfect situations. Rivera dropped a beautiful short right hand just as he was shooting it. He took just enough of a step to get the leverage and dropped it in there. And that type of a punch he could probably hit anyone with.
But he didn't knock down welterweights with those punches, the good welterweights, Emmanuel.
Well, I would say this much. He said he's better prepared for this fight than he's been prepared for a long time. When he said if he loses this fight tonight, he will have no excuses. The best he's ever been prepared for a fight.
Prior to the De La Hoya fight in Atlantic City, he was involved in a big divorce row with his first wife, and says that he couldn't train for the fight because he was spending his time with lawyers and having papers served and dealing with all the problems of divorce. Tonight, Wilfredo Rivera is ready, and he's giving young Fernando Vargas help.
The one thing that Vargas better be extra careful of is getting hit with a left hook by Rivera after Rivera throws a right hand. That is what Trinidad kept continually hitting with. He throws a right hand, and then Trinidad comes back with a cleanup hook. And Vargas got counterattacked about 2 or 3 times. But in this fight here, I saw Rivera just tried it. And if he gets caught with those left hooks, he's going to be in trouble again.
So we talked about the question of whether Vargas would remain a boxer puncher if he got in trouble and went down, or whether he would revert to the warrior mentality that seemed to damage him against Trinidad. Here, he's trying to box.
Yeah, he's boxing his way into getting in a position to punch. He's gradually drifted into his warrior mentality slowly.
That time, Wilfredo Rivera was winging the right hand from the outside. Not the same punch as the straight right hand that floored Vargas on the second.
Rivera may never throw one of those punches like that the rest of his career. That was one of those very perfect computer printout type situations.
And there's a mouse under the left eye of Wilfredo Rivera from a right hand by Vargas.
Vargas put himself into the fight.
On, if you're listening, Mr. Garcia is not mic'd in the corner.
Don't come in standing straight up.
You got to raise your defense. He wants to just throw a right hand at you. That's what, when you throw the jab, he wants to counter over it. Be careful now. Everything's all right. That's nothing. Still nothing. You got to move around a bit more. Move your hand, your right hand. Throw your right hand and come back with the left hook. Take some air. Take some more air.
Rivera fighting resourcefully, but positively. He knows now that he had to turn around the fight in that round. He was aggressive, but under control.
A very, very determined young man. It's going to be still very hard to beat him going down the stretch unless you're knocking out.
Harold, how'd you have it through trade?
Okay, Jim, I got it all even. I got it 2 rounds to 1 in rounds for Fernando Vargas, giving him the first and third, but a 10-8 round for Wilfredo Rivera the second. Makes it 28-28. Boxing is scored on a 10-point must system, so being the points are even, it's an even fight so far.
I have Rivera ahead by a point because I scored the first round even.
But it starts to look as though the big factor may be Rivera's left eye, which is swelling and closing fast. Good quick left hook inside by Vargas, who is beginning to take advantage of counterpunching opportunities against Rivera. Misses with the counter left hook there. Fernando's right hand just a tiny bit short. Big left hook.
Both of these guys are shooting very short precision punches, and you can't afford to make a mistake at all the way that they're going. And their punches are coming from a hands-held high position.
Vargas busting Rivera inside with the left hook. Body shots there by Vargas, and blood begins to flow from above the left eye of Rivera. So there's swelling under the left eye. There's blood from above the eye. And incidentally, that's the way Hasim Rahman's eye looked just before he knocked out Lennox Lewis in South Africa.
And I don't recall which eye was bleeding when Oscar De La Hoya stopped him, but it was also on a cut.
Step back.
Solid left hook by Vargas. Vargas stunned by a Rivera right hand. Has to run around another punch. Rivera gets him to the body.
Step back. Let go.
I didn't even see it.
Fernando momentarily stunned there.
No, he's been hurt. He's hurt. He's hurt.
Still hurt.
He's still hurt. He's still
It was
hurt.
a little right hand inside.
Yeah, I didn't even see it.
Well, he said he would try to fight an intelligent war. He's trying, but it's turning out to be a real war.
Rivera's shooting a lot of active punches himself this time. You know, he's not as fast, but his punches are very precision.
Do not stay on the rope. Step around this man.
Hit water on the head. He has to try and stop the cut. In the mouth, he has plenty in the mouth.
Everything's fine. We're cool. It's nothing. Just a little cut. It's nothing. Let me work it. That's just a little cut, not much. That's nothing.
Easy enough for him to say.
You gotta fight. You gotta fight him.
Inside, a left. What's happening here, it seems to me, there is where their heads clashed, is that Rivera now knows he's going to have to fight Vargas, and he's not afraid to.
No, he's not afraid of fights. And this is the one fight that he said is a perfect timing for him in terms of being prepared for a fight.
And I think Rivera is a heavier puncher at 154 than he was at 147.
Evidently. Well, he's a big, tall man. You look at, he's really 6 feet tall. And he's been fighting, most of them fights as a lightweight and welterweight, and it's just too much of a strain on him physically.
Hard right hand to the body by Rivera. Early on, it looked like it would be a battle of left hooks. Now both fighters seem to be doing more damage with the right hand.
With the right hand.
By Rivera, and he comes back to the body with savage effect. Big left hook knocks Vargas into the ropes.
Right! Step back, stop!
Blood flowing again from the cut above Wilfredo Rivera's left eye. Vargas tries to target the right cross to take advantage of the blood. Good left hook. Body shots by Rivera.
Rivera is showing some signs of fatigue.
Yes, he is.
Vargas with some of his most accurate punching in the last 10 seconds of that round.
Vargas' faster hands and more precise punching was a big factor, and I think the rest of the fight is going to be a big factor. I think he's punching a lot more accurate, much more better composure, and much better speed. And he hasn't been busted up.
How you feel?
Take some air. Give him some water. Breathe in. Let me work on that cut. Yeah, give me a minute. Let me work on it. Okay, now we got to fight. There's no more playing around. Deep breath.
How you feel, man?
Right here. Okay. Pero haga cintura bien.
Vargas has gotten himself into another war. His strength and his will may be telling in the end, but fighting back-to-back wars at 23 ain't good, Emmanuel.
No, it's very, very hard. This is a third tough fight for him. I still put the Quartey fight, even though it was in between, because that was I thought, a very physical draining fight on him to be so young. And this is another fight that's a tough fight here. But
Vargas landed a left hook inside, and Rivera went to his knees as the result of a vicious body shot.
And Rivera wants to stop.
The fight is over. The fighter wants
Rivera looking at his corner as if to say, I can't see. Robert Middleman gets up and throws in the towel on behalf of his fighter. Fernando Vargas bails himself out.
His courage has never been in question. The question is the courage of who decides to fight and when he does.
Yeah, see, if it had been with a more aggressive fighter like that Rivera was tonight, when that first round knockdown came, he could have possibly been stopped. But Rivera is too conservative and he laid back. But I think he made a great comeback. And I have to give him all his credit. He came back and did what he was supposed to do.
He steadied himself after the knockout. He asserted himself with clean power punching. And when he got an opportunity to end the fight, he took advantage of it.
And he didn't really make a mistake. When he got caught, that was a perfect executed right hand over a slow jab.
So Fernando Vargas rebounds from his loss to Felix Trinidad with a victory. But not without a price. He's knocked down again. The sixth time in the last two fights that he's been on the canvas. And as for Wilfredo Rivera, with 4 previous losses, only to Pernell, Whitaker, Oscar De La Hoya, and Shane Mosley, add another superstar fighter to the list of those who have defeated the tough, willing veteran Rivera. Here's how it all came to a close. The beginning of the round, Vargas assaulting Rivera with 2 fists, bringing him to the canvas with a clean body shot. And a left hook inside.
Yeah, it's a body shot did it. It was just a delayed action, but the body punch is what really knocked him down.
And then, after Rivera got back up and motioned to his corner that he couldn't see, his manager, Robert Middleman, came to the ring apron with a towel to say, no more for my fighter. A very humane act by Middleman.
We probably saw the final fight of 2 good veteran fighters who have given us a lot of thrills.
Indeed, John Molina and Wilfredo Rivera, both of Puerto Rico. No reason for any of them to try to go forward beyond this.